people are confused with the ruling, and I think the concern that some families had in the very beginning that this day was going to come where they were going to have to relive another trial, and they shouldn't have to relive a trial.
Boston Mayor Marty Walsh reacting after a federal court overturned the death sentence for Boston Marathon bomber Tsarnaev. I can never pronounce his name because I want to forget
Tsarnaev.
it. Thank you, because I want to forget it. Go ahead.
Remembered I covered that story. The court ruled that jurors may have been influenced by pretrial publicity, such as this 2013 Rolling Stones cover story.
Here to react is former superintendent-in-chief of the Boston Police Department, Daniel Linskey. Daniel, welcome to the show. A lot of people obviously outraged by this ruling. Explain to us how this happened and what happens next.
Well, our system of justice is set up in such a way that death penalty cases are drawn out for years and years and expose the victims and their families to numerous appeals and numerous chances for the terrorist to have his day over and over again in court, and the victims not to have finality with this. And our system and the terrorists continue to re-victimize the families and the victims of this horrific, tragic event and attack.
Daniel, is there any city in America where he could have gotten a quote-unquote fair trial, meaning people hadn't seen information about it? I mean, this was international headline news for weeks. What's the justification?
Yeah, let's be clear. This was followed live around the globe on Twitter. It's the first terrorist attack that people were watching in every second, every minute, as it played out across the globe. I don't think there's anywhere in America, I don't think there's anywhere in the globe that you could find a jury who didn't see what happened and know the fact and circumstances. This isn't a whodunit. He admitted it.
Yes.
This is a what did he do and why did he do it? Well, I'll tell you what he did. He placed a device behind the legs of an 8-year-old child. That's clear. We see that on videotape. He could have picked anyone. He could have picked my cop. He could have picked anyone in that street. He picked a kid. He not only had to arm the device, he then had to detonate it. That's after his brother detonated his device. So this theory that his brother made him do it, he armed his device and then hit the detonator as he walked away. He could have pretended that his device didn't work and went away from there. He then has no remorse. He joins his brother on a murderous spree where they murder an MIT police officer. By the way, the gun that was used to murder him for the person who was allegedly, bullied by his brother, he obtained it. He obtained that gun to protect his drug trafficking at his college and university to rob other drug dealers. Then he leads.
Dan, I think even your dog is upset about this. Real quick, in the moment we have left, what message does this send to all of the men and women of the force and authorities that captured captured him and killed his brother?
The message it sends is we have to stand with our victims through another trialing time, as they're going to have to endure the process going forward to bring this individual to the justice that he needs. That's the message we need to have as the men and women of the Boston Police Department, our community, is to stand again with the victims who have been so strong and showed so much class as they are once again met with a challenge put on by the terrorists and unfortunately our justice system the way it stands today.
Daniel Linskey, former superintendent-in-chief of the Boston Police Department. Again, kudos to your men in the FBI. That happened on a Monday. By Friday, they had their man. It's a tough decision. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, sir.